dive in. Today's lesson is 5-7 and 5-8. We're going to be working on turning decimals into percentages, which is pretty easy, and then also finding percentages of whole numbers. So to begin with, here are your warm-ups. Go ahead and get started on those. If you get stuck and have a question, raise your hand. We'll come help you get them solved. When you get done, come back and we will go over the answers. Okay, you must be done. So here are your answers. Take a look at those. Let us know if you have any questions. This one down here is a little bit tough, but you should be able to do most of those. The first thing I want you to do is for your warm-up is on page 145, and you're going to go through these. Make sure you read the directions up here, okay? And down here you can use a calculator. You can use your calculator on your iPad if you want to, or if you have one regular one, you can get one of those. When you get done, come back and we will check 2 through 6 together. Go ahead and complete those now. Okay, and if you're done, we're going to go over the answers from 2 through 6. So you were supposed to convert each fraction into a decimal, and then you were supposed to tell me which one was closer to which. So here's your answers. Go ahead and look at those. If you have any questions or if you're confused on something, please raise your hand. We'll be happy to answer those for you. All right, if you're ready to go on, we'll continue. If not, press pause. Today you're going to be talking about decimals and percents. Your lesson objective is to learn how to turn decimals into percents. First of all, let's talk about what a percent is. Why do we need to know percents, and where do we find those percents in our everyday world? To answer these questions, we're going to be watching the Math Antics video below, movie number 1. I've linked it for you. It's all about what are the basics of percents. So go ahead and watch that. When you get done, come back to the video. Okay, you must be back from watching the video. So let's look at these together. You're going to be able to use your calculator to convert these fractions into decimals. First one says 2/5. So the first thing I did is in my calculator divided 2 divided by 5, and that gave me the decimal point of 4/10. Now the next step, all I need to do, if I look over here to turn this into a percent, is to move my decimal point 2 spots to the right. So I kind of just like to jump it, and I'm kind of going to draw that for you. So if you're right here to start off with, you're just going to jump 1 space, 2 space. Now in this certain one, I'm moving my decimal to here. That's going to make it actually 40%. And so what you're going to need to do is fill in this 0 here. Okay, and that will give you 40%. The other ones, I believe when you divide, you'll move the decimal point 2 spots. You won't have to actually add a 0. If you have questions about this, let me know. Otherwise, go ahead and do these next 3 on your board, and then come back and check it with me. Okay, you must be ready to check. These are pretty simple, so remember you're just dividing and then moving the decimal places 2 spots to the right to get a percent. So here are your answers to those. This one, you can notice down here, I did round that one up because it's such a long decimal. This one up here, 67%, same thing. It was the 6 repeating, so I rounded that one up to 67% as well. All right. Next up, you're going to be finding fractions of a number. So like of a big group. If I have a huge group of candy and I want to give you 30% of it, I want to know how much that is. So you will get to use your calculator, so don't get too stressed when it shows you how to do it without a calculator. It'll show you how to do it with a calculator as well. So you're going to watch video number 2 below with your calculator. Go ahead and do that and come back to the video when you get finished. Okay, you must be done with video number 2. So our next step here is you are going to be looking at journal page 147. First, you're going to practice taking a fraction, turning it into a decimal, turning it into percent. Okay, practicing that a little bit. Then you're going to get down here and you're going to practice what you just learned on the video. If you're still confused, go back to the video. Basically, you're going to be turning your decimal back into a percent, so moving that decimal point over 2 places to the left this time. So instead of 80%, I'm going to move it 1, 2 hops over here, and it would become 8/10 or 80/100. And then I'm going to do multiplying of, I want to know of 20 questions. So then I'm going to use my calculator and multiply decimal point 80 times 20 to get the answer to here. Okay? So that's page 147, and then it continues on to page 148, I believe. Go ahead and get those done. Have them checked. When you get finished, you're going to move on to math boxes for this lesson as well. If you get done with all of that, you're welcome to move on to IXL. Okay, guys? All right, that's it for today. Great job.